Hi, I'm Sadie Stell.
Hi, I'm Allison Halloran.
Hi, I'm Madison, Hatchett, and this is our extra credit video. To summarize Allison gives what makes us human, he first claims that creativity is what makes us human. He explains that creativity is a certain type of state in the brain. He then discussed the 5 different speculations that enables the creativity state in the human brain, and what happens in the brain to allow these different brain states to occur. He began by stating that the brain size does not determine how smart a human is. The amount of nerve cells within the human brain sets us apart from one another and animals. He then discussed the 5 different speculations. The first speculation is that humans have a large amount of neurons in the brain. The number or the amount of neurons in the human brain determines how smart we are, not the size. Having many neurons allows the states in the brain to occur, which in return allows humans to be creative. The second speculation involves humans have an intense connectivity between regions in the brain. These connections connect one region of the brain to another region. A high volume of connections in the human brain are important because that means there's a large understanding of each sensory modality meanings. Sensory modalities include vision, touch, smell, and taste. Connections of sensory modalities are connected through different aspects that are located in different regions of the brain. Being able to connect and have connectivity within the brain allows us to generate various concepts of different modalities. Language is an example of connections in the brain. A highly connected brain is important for generating different states of the brain by connecting the different regions together, which in return generates various concepts. In the third speculation, he states that slow maturing of the cortical circuits is very important. If maturation or maturing happens too fast, like chimps, many connections between neurons will not occur. In the fourth speculation, he discussed an increased number of connections, synapses, and neurons in the human brain. Local connectivity enables various interactions between neurons, which is important because the local states is where creativity occurs. The local activity with these millions of cells may generate Parkinson's. The fifth speculation he discussed is our brain neurons or nerve cells are known as noisy elements. Connections between neurons in the brain are very noisy. Our brain is composed of input and outputs of networks. This noise is essential for creativity. The networks in the brain are constantly moving. The noisiness within the human neurons are alive within fresh brain tissues. Noisiness within the human neurons are alive in fresh brain tissue. There are different types of noisiness categorized in the human neuron. Compositions of noise are all different. The noisiness gives the capability in the human brain of shifting from state to state.
After watching Aydin Segev's What Makes Us Human video, we believe the most interesting aspect of this lecture was the deep brain stimulation with the patient with Parkinson's disease. The patient is experiencing bursts and spikes and stopping of electrical firing of neurons. At this Parkinsonian state, the patient will develop symptoms such as tremors. In the case presented, the patient's state is interfered with deep brain stimulation that changed the state of his brain, bringing him back to a non-Parkinsonian state. An electrode probe is implanted into a deep region of the patient's brain. This implant injects a current through a generator. We were intrigued that the frequency and intensity of these pulses are manipulated by a pacemaker to normalize brain function. Before, the patient was not able to do synchronized activities, but after the deep brain stimulation, the patient easily participated in this activity. We also found it interesting that there are so many different ways to become more creative. He discussed that our creative talents are hidden in suppressed circuit states within our brain. We can train our brains to get to a savant state. Different types of sicknesses, for example, dementia, enhance different states in our brain. They may become more artistic in a savant state when they were not like that before the sickness. The capabilities of such creativities are in their brain, but in a very deep region. Savant stages may not be expressed until these experiences. We learned that creativity can be expressed by a brain stimulation to become savant for a day. This stimulation is called transcranial magnetic stimulation. This patient was able to draw a beautiful cat after drawing multiple less artistic cats. This stimulation is transmitted in the frontal cortex. Our states can be enhanced to become Da Vinci's. He discussed that for us to be enhanced to become more creative, we need to start looking at art and science as the same thing. Using a museum for art and science will create a tight link between art and science under the same category. He believes that bringing this information to a new generation of people will enhance creativity. In these people. He elaborated on how many different tiers there should be. To enhance creativity, humans must continue to climb tiers. Aiden Segev discussed the different tiers, which include the frontiers in humanities, sciences, sci-art, human knowledge, creativity, and emotions, and most important, frontiers in general. We as a group agreed that having the ability to become more creative is very interesting and important.
After watching the short video over what makes us human, we believe that learning and understanding how the brain functions is essential for a professional in the field of communication sciences and disorders. Connections, activities, and functions within the brain allow us to complete daily life. When working with patients with neurological disorders, TBIs, Parkinson's, and stroke survivors, it is important to understand normal brain function and how to apply therapies to improve their quality of life. When it comes to Parkinson's disease, a professional within the communications field of science and disorders, it would be appropriate to choose therapies dependent on severity. Using the information from the video, a professional must be aware of all the resources available when offering assistance. Learning about the deep brain stimulation gives insight on changing the state of the brain. A patient with Parkinson's will be referred to an SLP due to abnormal firing of neurons in the brain. Other cases may involve patients with traumatic brain injuries. Traumatic brain injury may cause disconnection of neurons in the brain. A disconnection of neurons will cause slurred speech, numbness or tingling of limbs, and loss of coordination. In the video, we talked about the disconnection of brain regions resulting in the loss of sensory modalities such as vision, touch, taste, and smell. Our jobs as SLPs is to work alongside neurologists and other health professions and advocate for our patients. Another job as an SLP is to help our patients to retrain their brain. Neuroplasticity will allow the brain to reconnect neural pathways. This will result in communication within different regions of the brain. And thanks for watching our extra credit video.